Morning. So I want to give you a rundown of the day. I'm trying to make it a little more clear how I use Grainchek, so to help you understand maybe at least some of the strategies that are behind the way it was built and the method behind the madness. And there's some madness for sure, but it's part of the adventure maybe. So this morning I left, and as I left I went into the base camp project and I pressed the start button, big green button at the bottom of the task screen. And so that starts my day. And then I just arrived at base camp, and so for this particular project I have a task called travel. And so I put my antennas on. They don't travel so well on the highway. So as I arrive at base camp, I take a picture of the beautiful scenery using the task button for travel. And so that calculates, Grainchek then calculates how many minutes, hours in this case. There we go, got the antenna set up, of travel. The antennas in this area on the logging roads, let's see, got a Wi-Fi antenna there and a CB antenna. In this area, when driving on the logging roads, the idea is that little pickup trucks like mine communicate with the logging trucks or equipment trucks out there on channel 19. So as I go in, we'll call it the Dandelion Wood Road. That's not an actual road. Every mile marker, I call out over the CB 1 mile, heading in or heading out, depending on which direction I'm going, Dandelion Wood Road. And that way, if there's a truck coming at me and he calls out 3 mile, heading out, Dandelion Wood Road, then I know where he's at. And as we get closer, we're reading back our miles to each other over the CB, channel 19, and I know about when I'm going to come to him and I can find a spot to pull over. That's the idea, anyway. So it's a CB antenna and a Wi-Fi antenna. So I arrive at the base camp, take a picture of the scenery, put my antennas on, and go into Grainchek and track my time under the travel task. Again, taking a picture, little camera icon there on the travel icon, and that calculates the time from the time I hit the start button in the morning until I take that picture with the travel task. And now it's back to work. Let's go build something. So I'm done pre-fabricating parts, and so in Grainchek I might, even though it's the same task, I'm working on what I'm calling the teeter-totter here. There's the spruce tree that we're after, and this is a sled or a teeter-totter. The work I've been doing all morning has been pre-fabricating for that task. So I'm gonna, up till this point, from the time I hit the travel button this morning until now, I'm gonna take a picture of the teeter-totter where it's at, and then I'm gonna continue work on the teeter-totter. But I'm gonna use the teeter-totter task to track my time for the morning, even though I'm gonna be continuing work on that. It's kind of a progress photo that goes into the feed for the base camp project. So I'm setting up to trim the spruce tree, cut the top off. The posts that we have are 20 foot 8 1/4 inch apart. So the beam that we need will be a little bit longer than that, just to make sure we have plenty. And then we'll make a final cut. But this is the first of this sequence on this project. So in Grainchek, my goal would be to, especially the first one, document the process maybe a lot more, taking a lot more benchmark photo timestamps as the process goes together. So we got the sled going together. All those 2x12s are 12 foot long, or most of them are kept full length, so they can go in the building at the end. And these are repurposed concrete forms. And then the scaffold there to climb the tree and make the cuts. Each process, each step gets documented in Grainchek. The goal being to be able to anticipate, because we've got a bunch of these to do, how long do we anticipate each one taking, and then marking progress as each one goes together. A little bit of an adventure though, that's for sure. So unfortunately today had some technical issues, and I won't get to share with you maybe a little bit of the trimming, but not the cutting of the top of our first beam. You can see it there. Top is gone. I thought I grabbed it for you, but seem to have lost it. So, end of the day, Grainchek. See the sun setting. Basically, I've been doing the same thing as far as task-wise on the project called Base Camp. I've been doing the same task all day. So I'm gonna go into the Base Camp project. I'm gonna select the task that I've set up for the teeter-totter, and I'm going to take a picture of what I've been doing, and then even as I clean up, I'll probably take another picture at the very end of the day as I basically get in my vehicle to head out. But that's supposed to be a little bit of an idea what a day looks like using Grainchek to track your time.